The media lies and spin about the Biden administration is coming to an end. The drive-bys are losing badly. Jake Tapper may be willing to stop by and be humiliated on the Megyn Kelly show, but he didn't get to tout his new book on Jimmy Kimmel. And it turns out his tell-all tells nothing at all because Biden had a diagnosis that not even Tapper knew about. Today, we'll tell you why Jimmy Kimmel and Disney decided to pull the plug on Jake Tapper and CNN. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel. We are, as ever, endeavoring to explain entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do. And yes, yet again, we are being pulled, kicking and screaming. That's right, us this time, back into the world Politico, but we're not interested in going there in order to dissect and explain what's happening with the political parties. But nay, we say, this time it's about Disney. This time it's about Jimmy Kimmel. This time it's about ratings. Jimmy Kimmel decided, well, somebody maybe above Jimmy Kimmel decided Jake Tapper was not allowed on late night TV with him. We'll explain beyond the spin what happened right now. Here we go. It's out of media. No, it's out of the Mirror. The Mirror US. And here's what it says. CNN star Jake Tapper's appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live axed after Biden book outrage. That's right, folks. The entire legacy news narrative of the past half decade or more is coming to an end, and it is crashing, and I mean crashing down. I'll explain how. This, of course, is a distinctly Disney story because Jimmy Kimmel is a Disney not-so-funny man. It says, CNN actor, Angelica Cheyenne is the author. CNN star anchor Jake Tapper will not, I repeat, not be making an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. While Jake was scheduled to appear on the late night talk show on May 19th, he no longer will be, or was, since the show was canceled. Let me say this again, folks. This is such a devastating blow to everything they know. They didn't just say, oh, we lost Tapper. Darn it, we lost Tapper. And why? I'll tell you why in just a minute. Oh, we lost Tapper. No. It was like, show's over, go home. We're not even doing this thing anymore. The ex-formerly Twitter account Call to Activism announced the news. Breaking. Jake Tapper's appearance on Jimmy Kimmel scheduled for tonight has been canceled with no explanation from the network. How does that make you feel? There was speculation in the comments under the post as to why the Jimmy Kimmel Live episode featuring Jake was slashed from premiering on air and was just frankly completely slashed, like it was gone. No Jimmy Kimmel. Sorry, no Jimmy. It's an easy call for Kimmel, who doesn't want to go face-to-face and face any negative music for the Democratic Party. The question is, will Tapper go on Megyn Kelly tomorrow, one quipped. A second suggested, I suspect his PR firm told Tapper that getting booed off the stage would not help his book sales. Meanwhile, others expressed how it served Jake right for his episode on Jimmy Kimmel Live to be canceled since he was planning to promote his tell-all book about ex-President Joe Biden. But folks, I can tell you what really happened here, and the panel knows it, I know it, you know it, but we're going to put it out there so it's not just hanging in the ether any longer. Jake Tapper is a person who came out and basically just mocked, ridiculed, slammed, and crammed falsehoods down the throats of anyone who would dare question the mental or physical acuity of one President Biden just a year ago. Now it's money-making time. And Jake Tapper has a brand new book that's supposed to be a tell-all. Except guess what, folks? It's no longer a tell-all because the book doesn't have a single thing in it about the fact that Joe Biden has very severe cancer. I'm not going to call it terminal. I'm not going to call it end stage or anything like that. I'll leave that to the doctors, but it's bad. It's not good. We wish the former president well because we never wish the C word on anyone ever, never, ever. However, there's no mention of that in Jake Tapper's book. You know what that means? It's a bunch of total nonsense. The entire book is nonsense. The tell-all doesn't tell anything because if the president was taking treatments, which seems like now something we should be questioning, taking treatments for a very serious disease that was ravaging his body while he was in office, well, Jake Tapper is a know-nothing. So why did they cancel the Jimmy Kimmel appearance? Well, one, because now this whole thing has been blown up. Like, this is over now. The whole thing, We thought that the mental stuff was bad enough, but guess what? The mental thing might have been combined with fatigue, because it's definitely fatiguing to be battling this kind of disease. And then two, it's going to be super unpopular to come out there on stage with Jimmy Kimmel and yuck it up about the tell-all book when the guy just announced, hey, I don't have a whole lot of a long time, and I hate to put it that way, but these are not good stats on the C word for Joe Biden, and we hate it again. Hate it. And if tomorrow Joe Biden and Jill Biden, if they come out and they announce, hey, cured, then we'll all celebrate that, because we celebrate every victory over that disease. But that's why they had to cancel this. This is why Jimmy Kimmel had to scrub the thing, because the narrative is crashing down around them. The whole deal about he's running laps and circles around us that was promoted by the legacy media, that is now in the gutter. It is in the crater. It is over. It is out. Panel, help me shout this out. Did Jimmy Kimmel run? Did Jake Tapper hide, rather than come out and face a crowd that said, no way, you guys are this kind of loser level?
I would say, yeah. Jimmy got told to go to his room, and Jake went and hide it. Because what was he going to do? For the last 4 years, especially over the last year, he has been the poster child for Joe Biden, again, is the most alive human to have ever been alive. And we know that wasn't the case. And people want answers. I guess we can call this the actual big lie, has been exposed. And now we find out that the guy has a super severe form of cancer. But we know that the guy has at least 300 bloody doctors. So for it to metastasize down to the bone, that doesn't just sneak up on you like a case of the hiccups. There was a massive cover up here, and the DNC legacy media played a large role in this, and people are upset. They want answers, and Jake Tapper is not prepared to go in front of what he would normally believe to be a welcoming crowd and potentially receive a backlash, because that would be damaging to him. It would be damaging to Kimmel. And this is also a big part of why the left is struggling right now. There is a severe case of cognitive dissonance. They do not understand the damage that they did, with the normal people inside of their base, your classic liberals, the youth. People don't like being wrong. People don't like being lied to. People don't like being lied to and led down a path that meant that they were wrong. This is not going over well. It's not going to go away. And unfortunately, listen, I am no big fan of Joe Biden, but I do feel bad for him, because we have witnessed actual elder abuse live and in color, and no one did anything to help this man. We watched power-hungry, selfish people make a profit. And frankly, that's all Tapper's book is a quick cash out opportunity. It's filled with nonsense. He's not gonna blow himself up. You might as well just go grab a copy of the Inquirer for more accurate news. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. But like Ricky would say, someone's got some splaining to do, and it wasn't going to happen on Kimmel.
Somebody's definitely got some splaining to do. I want to show two clips real quick. All right, so here is clip number one, folks. This is from Liz Wheeler, and take a listen to this. No commentary needed. Just listen in. 2022, by the way, when this clip was made.
And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
Let's play it again one more time. Anybody up for this?
The oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
Now, when he was about to run for president again, the legacy media was too busy telling us that, he just misspoke. Maybe it's just, something on his skin he had to have taken off. Here's Tapper, though. Tapper,
it's a stutter.
Just a stutter. He had a cold. Jake Tapper was, again, supposed to go on Jimmy Kimmel on Monday night, but they had to scrap that. Here's what Tapper was saying, by the way, about, 6 months ago.
I think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make it like that.
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
You are
to watch somebody on stage search for
that's so amazing.
questions
It's so amazing to me
and try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
But when you're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline. I would think that somebody in the Trump family would be more sensitive to people.
All right, that's good enough. I want to put it on there just to say that's how it was going, and here's where we are. Now he can't even appear.
Yeah, I didn't even know that's where you were going there, Pro. So that's kind of hilarious coincidence that I made the stutter joke right when you were pulling up the stutter clip. The framing is just so insipid.
Look, I think I kind of famously back away from commenting on politics sometimes, but you know what? Gloves off right now, because the second this was announced and we heard that this was a cancer that had metastasized to the bone, like Kevin said, this is not a thing that sneaks up on you. And a president who is as old as he was is not going a week without getting inspected by a doctor. There's no way, shape, or form that's happening. So when you applied even a second's worth of thought to this, the entire plot just kind of unfolded itself before you. It's let's run him again. Let's have him beat Trump. And then he's eventually going to have to resign the presidency. And then here comes Mamala, and she's your new president without ever having to run her. But then, you know, the cognitive decline was so severe that they had no choice but to run her instead, and she got walloped the way she was always going to get walloped. This is absolutely obscene, and for this smarmy, glasses-wearing, gray-haired snake in the grass to poke his head out now and be like, well, here's my tell-all book about all of the health issues. Nuh-uh. No way. Sit down. Nobody wants to hear from you.
You know, Marvin, that's a little bit of an insult to actual snakes in the grass. Snakes in the grass they probably have better character than Jake Tapper, honestly.
My apologies to Josh tomorrow.
I remember very well.
Well, yeah, to be fair, Josh tomorrow does have a slightly better smile than Jake Tapper. The thing is with Tapper here is the entire interview there, he knew where Lara Trump was going to go. He knew that was the thing that she was going to bring up. And of course, Tapper having a book that is specifically about Biden's cognitive decline. If he were intellectually honest publicly, which he's obviously not, he would apologize to Lara Trump for suggesting what he is now going to be making. There are so many books on that side that just end up being bought at Barnes and Nobles and then end up going to some outlet. I think this one will actually be bought because even the right-leaning media is going to be interested in what Jake Tapper has to say about his O.J. Simpson moment here. But when you look at what Tapper does in this clip specifically, it is all framing. It is not news. It is framing. So he's there to react to Lara Trump, to make her look like a bad person, to try to reemphasize that Biden has a stutter. And everybody knows that what Joe Biden was doing was not a stutter. That is not the way that a stutter presents. And they don't suddenly come back at the age of 80 in order to help you seal the deal on a presidential campaign.
Wait, you mean a stutter doesn't make you forget where you are?
Or wander around and shake the hands of people that are not there on stage with you, or I'm sorry.
They're given by the Easter Bunny
stage.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have a friend who he has a pretty severe stutter, and he made his living talking on camera for a very long time every Monday night at the close of the 90s. And his stutter versus the Biden stutter are radically different animals. And at no point in time did he ever forget where he was. Did he ever talk about his friend Corn Pop? Did he ever trail off into the woods? We just saw Biden on TV last week on The View in a disastrous interview. I have no love for Joe Biden, so having to defend Joe Biden really is irritating. But Lady Macbeth, aka his wife, and that pack of vultures who propped this man up, people need to get in some serious trouble. This is not how a constitutional republic functions. There was high level deceit. Listen, we know from the fact that the guy couldn't even tell you that he couldn't remember signing executive orders that had his signature on it. That there was a lot happening here. There
might be that he doesn't remember signing those executive orders. I'm just thinking out loud that maybe there's another reason he didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, let me throw this to you from the entertainment side. And Eric, I want to go to you. Erica, when we're looking at what happened, though, I just want people to understand, I think we've run through the story here of Jake Tapper came out as the mouthpiece of the legacy media and said, how dare you question this man and his prowess, physical, mental, etc. It's connected, right? And if you do, I'm going to slam you. I'm going to call you all kinds of awful things if you dare question this man's vibrancy in life, his vitality. Then, when it was obvious that wasn't a winning hand anymore because Joe Biden's gone, it was like, okay, well, how can we make money off this and also present ourselves as having been journalists? Okay, well, we're going to reframe it and we're going to sell this book. And then, just as Tapper gets ready to go on Jimmy Kimmel, who, by the way, Kimmel is as partisan as they come, right? As he gets ready to go on Kimmel, it turns out that his tell-all book that reframes him as the hero and the left-wing access drive-bys as the true journalist of the day, that book is now utter nonsense. Because now we all know that there's a high likelihood that part of the fatigue and the incoherence of Joe Biden might have been because he had another disease we didn't know about, but they surely did. Erica, your thoughts on what this is doing to the legacy media right now?
Well, they've positioned themselves now to where they're like the trust is just obliterated. It just keeps tanking. I mean, how much more can you tank in your trustworthiness and ratings with the audience? I'm surprised Lara even bothered with CNN. I would have told him to go F off. I'm not going to be on your platform. I would have flat out told him you're communistic news network. I don't want anything to do with you.
Erica, I'm canceling your appearance on The View right now.
You at all.
I'm calling Whoopi.
But
Erica is not going to be on The View. Dear Whoopi and Sonny. All right, you're marked off.
But yeah, they really position themselves that no matter what they do at this point, it doesn't even matter. They've lost all trust with the entire audience. So no matter how much they try to, I guess, repair their image, it's not repairable unless you actually admit your wrongdoings, say you're sorry, and correct course. But that's not going to happen.
Well, they were trying, Erica. They were trying to get a new lie going, and that lie was out of date by the time they could possibly even get a date between Kimmel and Jake Tapper, which would have been friendly territory, but just as frivolous and as false as all the rest of the stuff we've seen over the past 10 years. This time it can't work because we no longer are willing to disbelieve our lying eyes and ears. We know that the wisdom of the crowd has been true the entire time. Me and you, the best journalists on the planet. As ever, folks, we endeavor to have a good time here on the Pro Channel, and I have to say that spending time with you, talking about things that truly matter, like the stories that shape our lives and our culture, well, it is the ride of a lifetime to steal from Bob Iger. And that's the only thing we'll steal from Bob because he has great security around his yacht. Folks, as we get ready to say goodbye, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it and stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts. We would love to hear from you. And folks, worry not, for more content is still on the way. 3 or 4 times a day. Let's do 4. I think that's better. And you know what? Don't forget that the Pro Show is live Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern. You can also join us for our friends on That Park Place, our partner program. We have a good time there too. Folks, until the next time we get the opportunity to have a good time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.
Just found out to get WDW Pro's information, where he gets his sources. I can't believe he uses Wilton.
Listen.
We got a job to do. It's easy to hacking a WDW Pro's computer.
You're kidding me. That's awesome. You know any other stuff?
Yeah, just Jonas Campbell told me.
Sweet.
Said Pro underpaid him or something.
A few minutes later.
There. Oh, awesome. Whatever. All I gotta do is hack into this thing. It's gonna be so easy.
Yeah, this isn't
All
a
right,
hack.
grab this picture over here.
Leave it to me.
Oh, no. Oh, Wilson.
Job done. What?
No, all we had to do was use the picture because he uses face unlock. Now we gotta go to thatparplace.com and sub to him and his team on YouTube.
Oh, well, I already did that because I'm smart.